How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mob map to Farming Simulator 22 called Ohio Richlands. And of course, we're going to start with the description. And it says, "Welcome to Ohio. Welcome to the beautiful rural region of the northern United States where cornfields nestle between hardwood forests and fields of wheat alongside numerous lakes and streams. If you see cows grazing in front of an old American barn, the grass shiny green, while a combine harvester brings in front of the huge modern silo complex next door, you know this is where agriculture is at home." This map is a replica of a region in the north of the U.S., state of Ohio, which was initially faithfully created using satellite data and reference images, and was later supplemented with own fictional constructs. This therefore means a large part of the map could theoretically still be found in real life using aerial photos and or knowledge of the region shown. The specially the specially introduced ideas serve to make the map playable, e.g. sales stations, vehicle dealers, more farms, etc., but they were only introduced subtly in order to preserve the map of a rural region and not to overload the map. This map owes its authenticity to its origins as a faithful replica of the real region. Designing it, it was important to present a picture of the agriculture of the U.S. that was as realistic as possible. Realistic especially for Ohio, of course. There are differences to other states. And to expand the selection of U.S. maps by another, hopefully liked by you. On this map, there are more than 10 farms or similarly designed plots of land, shed with grain bins or similar, next to 34 fields and 7 grasslands that can be bought by the player. Forestry isn't the main focus on the map, but still you can buy 2 areas inside forest where you can cut wood. There are no items to collect on this map. There are numerous ponds and ditches on the map, but please be aware they don't have water triggers. The seasonal growth plan is still based on standard in-game plan. In addition to 2 sales stations for classic crops, all standard crops, it also contains a farm shop at the dairy farm and a restaurant at the campsite where processed products can be sold. Cows, horses, and chickens are already present on the map, and if some wood is to be harvested, the neighbors will be happy to take it off. And of course, there is much more that just can't all be mentioned here. I get an idea. It's worth explaining, or worth examining the map itself in-game. Have fun. This map was authored by Julian F. Modding and is 210.31 megabytes to download. There are no required mods for this map. So where do we start? If we take a look at the map, expand out, we are down here towards the southwestern corner in between fields 28 and 27, right here in front of this lake, just to the south of our farm. Now, where's our initial starting farm? We click on this. We own farmlands number 9, 3, and 2. 3 is where our farm is. If we come back out, if we actually look at the various farm prices, the field prices I should say, you can see there's a pretty good range depending on what you're selecting. So we have another farm here that's $1.7 million, so that's pretty expensive. We've got some grassland, 315. It's all relatively expensive and probably pretty close to real life, actually. 1.1 million, 762,000, 1.1 mil, 349,000. So yeah, it ranges, but it's all really expensive. Can you buy the periphery on this? No, you cannot. There are peripheral areas that are unable to purchase, such as the southern portion of the map. There are animal pens on this map. As you can see, you start out with a chicken pasture, cow barn, and horse pasture. There are contracts available on this map. You do not start with any of the production chains, and there are no collectibles on this map. There are map-specific mods to this map. If we look under sheds, nothing under sheds. You do see Ohio Richlands mods under silos. Nothing under silo extensions. Ohio Richlands there in containers. Under tools. Nothing under farmhouses. Nothing. Barns. Now there are several here. You can see we have cows, horses, nothing for pigs, sheep. We do have some for chickens. Nothing for bees, nothing for others. There should be nothing under fences. Nope. Nothing under lights, and nothing under others. And under landscaping, there are more than the base game painting swatches available. There is nothing under trees, and I think there may be a couple here under plants, but I don't think they're actually labeled. Now, what we're going to go from here is we're going to go across this pond, and we're actually going to go to our secondary, not to our secondary, but to a secondary farm, and check it out first. Just cutting across fields 27 here. You can see here, this farm here, you can purchase. Let's take a look at the map. We can purchase this for $1.7 million, so it's pretty expensive. But you do get a couple of fertilizer silos, as well as a couple of diesel tanks. Tons of storage space at this particular farm. You open up and you can see lots of cavernous storage, which is pretty standard for an American map. You got pretty big barns and storage areas. And then around back here, you've got a pretty large silo. And now we are going to head straight north, well, north-ish, to our actual farm. And that's our farm straight ahead there. Now, as I've gone around, I have yet to see any sleep triggers on this map. So that's something to watch out for. You are going to have to put down a sleep trigger if you want to, quickly fast forward. Cutting through our field and now our farm. And while we're sitting here looking at some of our equipment, let's check out and see what we get. Oops, there we go. Under owned items, we check out small tractors. We have the Massey Ferguson 3707 AL. Under medium tractors, we start with the John Deere 4755. Under trucks, we have the Mack Superliner 6x4. Harvesters, the John Deere T560. Under skid steer loaders, we have the New Holland L318. We have the Lizard pickup truck and a Load King Distinct Super B pull trailer for our semi truck. The header for the John Deere. Under stone pickers, we have the Dagelman Signature 7200. Disc harrows, we have the Agromaz BTC 50H. Under seeders, we have the Pottinger Terrasim C6F. Planters, the Agromaz Falcon 3. Under sprayers, the Hardy Mega 1200L. Under balers, the Massey Ferguson 1840. Front loaders, the Quickie Q3M. Front loader tools, the Albert fork with grapple. Skid steer loader tools, the Paladin pallet fork. Under header trailers, we have the Nardi for the John Deere header. Under weights, we have a John Deere pickup 1800, and then under miscellaneous, we have the Bachmann MHAL 4320-35. All that, we have a slot count of 1,017 out of 4,400, and that's on new gen consoles. I think that's cut in half for previous gen. Let's go ahead and take a quick look around our farm because there's quite a few custom buildings here. There we go. Some of our equipment stored up here in the loft. There's our John Deere harvester and some more of our equipment, our stone picker and seeders and planters. And like I said, if you look around here, this should, well, not should. We'll go ahead and hop in our pickup. So first things first, we're going to come out in this direction. And we're going to come up this driveway up here to this farm where you can see it has a large silo complex. And then back here, a diesel tank. And then directly across the street, we have a chicken coop where it's currently storing 10 chickens out of 30. You do have access to this, obviously, because you have to feed them and you can get eggs from them, but you don't own the property. So if we take a look, we started out here at this kind of pond lake thing, came across and we checked out this farm down here, walked directly north to our starting farm. We then came out to the road. We went up here and we saw the silo as well as the diesel tank. Came back across the street and came to check out this chicken pasture. And I showed us all this so we could see you do not own this land. You would have to spend $261,000 to own this land. So you're not going to be able to do much outside of just feeding the chickens on this portion of property. And then also back here are two flat bottom bins for storage of crops and whatnot. We'll go ahead and back up. And now we have to kind of double back. And I do apologize for missing this when this first came out. I was actually out of town for several days, and hence the reason why I'm just getting to this now. Again, lots and lots of storage. You come around the back here, you can see empty pole barn there. We come over here, open this up, and you have cavernous amounts of storage. Lots and lots. Over here we have a fertilizer tank, several flat bottom bins, a diesel tank, and then let's see, I think that's everything here. We'll actually pull up over here and turn around. Now, one thing I have noticed on this map, which I think is really kind of nice, is you see a lot of very authentic American vehicles. Like that vehicle there looked like a Dodge Charger. Oop, and I missed my turn because I'm more in awe over the vehicles than I am the map. Yes, I did need to come this way. See, we have several silos that can be stored in, as well as a pressure washer. And even though, again, you don't own the map, you don't own this portion of it, you do have access to this stuff. So, something worth to take in and put out. You can use these, even though you don't own the land. Whoa. That was not what I was expecting. Come out from the woods there. This parking lot here. You got this Dodge, is that the Avenger? That looks like the Dodge Avenger. Several pickup trucks, that looks like a Dodge. Whole bunch of Dodges, really. But, very cool. Like, it's just that little, like, flair of America. Something you'd actually see in, you know, the States. It's pretty cool. We come back here. Over here we have a pair of fertilizer tanks. And then back here we have the Ohio Agri Co-op. This is a sell point. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at where we've been and what we've done. So we were back here, we checked out we then came up around this little dirt path and we checked out all these flat bottom bins over here by field 9. Came up and around this dirt road. Then we came up here and we saw these fertilizer tanks. Then came up and saw the Ohio Agri Co-op. Now we're going to pull out here. From here we're going to make a left. Oh dear. That's my bad. Got hit by a Ford. And we're going to go straight south to our next sell point. To right here. Off to our right. Pull in. Into the back. Right here. This is the Firewood Neighbor. This is a sell point. Now I presume this is the place where you take your lumber and your things that you cut down. The problem is that I don't see a sell wood trigger. So I'm not sure if that's actually going to function the way it was anticipated to function. Typically you need that sell wood, or on the new Silver Run Forest map you can bring containers down and it'll auto sell the container. I don't think that's actually going to happen there. I'm not sure if that's a container sell. In this direction. Ay, ay, ay. Getting too happy with the steering finger. Alright, come up here on our left is our next point of interest. Right here is the next farm where you have access to the cow barn. You do have 80 cows out of 140, so it's pretty chock full so far. And then over here is a sell point. This is the farm shop. All the products we offer, either produce on this dairy farm or are provided by surrounding farms from the area. Nice little U.S. flag on the bottom. I just noticed that. Dorf. Looks like over here is our milk trigger. Yep, milk trigger here. And our feed and straw should go in here. And you have your slurry output right there. I think you can also put straw in right here through this side door right here. Now, hop in here. Gonna hop out, back onto the main road and head south. To our main store, a John Deere dealership. Up ahead is our shop trigger. And then all around the side here, which I thought this is kind of cool, this is like this little like it just actually feels like it's actually being utilized. Across the way here is some more display for the John Deere dealer right here, as well as some auger wagons and stuff. I don't think these are actual, like I think these are just aesthetics. I don't think these are ones you can actually get a hold of. Now, come around here. And we turn down this side road, pass by the farm shop. And then up here, need to turn and make a right. And off to our right, back here, this is the campground restaurant sell point. I just wanted to hop out here and just show just the kind of detail that's back here. It's really, like, really nicely done back here. Some little dirt paths and trails that you can take. It's very, very nice. Oops. Just one thing I wanted to show as well is this custom sign right here. This ATV park, off-road fun, mud, long run, and much more. Accessible 24/7, the Ohio ATV Nature Park. Now we come over here. We're going to take in, whoops, last couple of points of interest. Alright, over here, we're just going to leave the car parked on the road right here. We have several, this is a large farm, flat bottom bins. Again, if you have the auger, you can put into them. 3 fertilizer tanks, so you got lots and lots of storage at this farm. Cavernous barns. And that's it for this one. And again, just to reiterate, there are no sleep triggers as far as I've seen on here, so you will have to either demolish a house to put in your own with the trigger, or have a floor mat, doormat kind of deal to incorporate that into the game. And now straight ahead and to the back, you have a silo system. Actually, I think this is a sell point if I'm not mistaken. Hold on just one second. So let's take a look at the map just real quick. We'll catch up. So we were up here taking a look at the fertilizer tanks as well as Ohio Agri Co-op. Came down here. We saw the neighbor, firewood neighbor. Came out. Shot all the way down here. We saw the cow barn large as well as the farm shop. Came back out to this main strip and saw the vehicle shop as well as the repair trigger. Came back up to the north, went over east, down here to the campground restaurant, up and around, took in this farm over here with the flat bottom bins as well as the stainless steel fertilizer tanks. And we came up and now we're back here. Yes, this is the Butler's AG Ohio, so this is not a storage system as much as it is an actual sell point. And then right next door, yes, right over here, this cool barn with the flag, all that. I really like that. You come around inside and around the side here, it's a horse stable where you have 2 out of 5 horses, water here, feed here. Like, that's just really cool. And the custom flag in the front of the barn, just kind of hanging there, just draping across. Like, it's just pure Americana right there. Come out here. Areas that can be bought, used, utilized, but you're going to be spending pretty pennies on each one of these. Like, again, these are not cheap, and some of them you're not going to be able to. Like, this was the sell point and you're not going to be able to purchase that land, but the horse pasture right next door you can for almost $300,000. It's going to be a lot, but you got these large fields, large enough to where you should be able to make some money relatively fast, and you can start with some of the smaller fields like field 18 here at 43,000. That's a grass field. It looks like all the grass fields for the most part are relatively inexpensive, with the exception of that one, like this one here, but this is also encompassing this farmland here for the cows, so that one's pretty expensive. 315,000 for that one. You have 80,000 for that grass. But yeah, you're going to be spending pretty pennies on a lot of these lands, but you're going to be able to make it up pretty quickly because of the volume that you're going to be harvesting. So, we're at the end. We've taken in all the points of interest. What do I think of this map? Typical grading scale from 0 to 5. So, I'm an American. I'm a little biased. I do like the kind of feel of this map. It just really rings true. I grew up in Michigan, so not too far away from northern Ohio where this map is based. And I'm going to say rings pretty close to true. They say that this is based off of real life place using satellite photos and stuff. And it really kind of rings true. The way that it's all designed, the way that the farms are laid out, just everything just seems really spot on. The large cavernous buildings, the big farmlands of wide open spaces, kind of deal. Like, it all just rings true. That all being said, all those are being positives. Some negatives that I can speak of on this map is the kind of missing functionalities for the game. Yeah, there's some sell points, and I know they were trying to keep it very true to real life, or at least as true as possible. Um, so I don't want to ding it too much for that. But the problem is that there's no animal dealer, so you have to buy your animals directly from the pens and stuff, which means you're going to incur a fee for the delivery. That's a negative to me. That could have potentially been taken care of by adding the uh, animal dealer at the dealership or something along those lines. There's no sleep trigger on the map, no wardrobe trigger, so you have to have a sleep wardrobe combo. Those features of the game. So there's some key features that are just missing on this map that makes it kind of a farming simulator 22 map game kind of experience. Um, so that being said, I would give this probably a 3, maybe a 3.5, because of those missing features. But had this not been an American map, had they not taken the time and effort to, put in the custom vehicles with the Dorf and the Chevys and so on and so forth that make it recognizable. Like I said, this just feels recognizable, familiar with growing up in the north and in the Michigan, Ohio area. You got a Prius right there. You've got a Avenger going that direction. I mean, you got like like I said, it's just all rings true. You got big Dodge Ram right here. What is this? The big bull on the front, instead of the Ram. That's pretty cool. 4x4. Like these are all just recognizable vehicles, just the shape and body style. So pretty cool. And then you got like these random people just kind of walking around the yards and stuff like that. It's just I don't know, just like it. I like it. I want to give it high. Are really hard hitting for me. But anyways, all that being said, I hope you enjoyed this map tour. Show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing that shows you're engaged with the channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.